Now, Myles Sanko has been called a rising star of the soul music scene. In fact, he's also known as the Lovechild of Soul music. Coming off the back of supporting Gregory Porter on a sellout tour of Europe, Myles is now headlining his own shows following the release of his first full feature album, Forever Dreaming. He's in town to perform at London's Jazz Cafe, but before we have a chat, let's have a listen to him in action. A very good morning to Myles Sanko. Welcome to This Day Live.
Hi there.
I was just talking about your video.
Yeah.
Watching it, it's like you weren't that into doing the video. It was just like, OK, we'll put a bit of makeup on and then I'll sing a bit and then I'll join back in with the words and then this will happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to sort of capture in the video. I mean, it was directed by myself and, you know, I edited it myself. I do, you know, I love cinematography as much as I love, you know, music. And I wanted the video to just have sort of a behind-the-scenes kind of feel to it, you know, relax, you know, get my fans involved and showing sort of a journey from one place to another, you know, so it's not you know, necessarily one thing.
It's pretty stripped back.
It's pretty stripped back. That's the thing. We're in the studio, and after that, you know, the camera pans around. There's a bunch of fans. They're watching me actually perform, which is basically my life. So I just want to, yeah. It has twists and turns, and for you to interpret how you feel.
Well, before we talk about what you've been doing, we should sort of talk about what you've been or have done, because this is very much about soul.
Yeah.
But musically, at least, you didn't really start there. You were singing and rapping with DJs.
Yeah, I mean, I started. First love for music was through hip hop, and I was a young rapper, you know, freestyling here and there and everywhere, grabbing mics at shows and stuff.
Grabbing mics. Yes.
I
want to have a go.
I want to have a go. Basically, that was the thing. But then through hip hop, I found the love for soul music because you know, a lot of early hip hop was sampling soul, funk, and jazz. And whilst listening to soul music, I was like, I know that tune. You know, I know that tune because through the
because it's been nicked, basically.
It's been nicked, basically. Yeah. So that was the thing. But then early 2000, late 90s, you know, rap kind of took a negative turn in my world anyway. You know, too much gangster, too much this, too much that. No one was saying anything positive. And a Music Soul Child record was out. I heard it on the radio. I was like, I want to do that. I want to, you know, and that was a bit more R&B. But
you're not a trained musician.
No.
You're a civil engineer.
Yes.
That's like well boring compared to what you're doing now.
Tell me about it. It's still being creative, though. I'll tell you that. I'm a creative person, no doubt about that. But yeah, I studied. You know.
But civil engineering is kind of like about numbers, not just about aesthetics.
For sure.
Is there any sort of transfer of that? How do you structure a song? Is that
no?
I
would
say much more.
For me, you know, when it came to doing you know, civil engineering, microelectronics was the creative side. There is a creative side to it, as much as it's just numbers and you know, there is. But I think somehow, and I kind of bring that creative side to my music.
So,
I guess.
what point did you go and go, I want to be a musician rather than I want to be a civil engineer, kind of do what you were trained as?
Well, out of college, I didn't go to university. I went straight into work because I had to work. That was, you know, that was the state of things.
Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the real world. So I became a chef because I have a passion for cooking.
Cook, whatever, modeling.
So you know, I started off as you know, dishwashing. You know, one day the chef doesn't turn up. You know, I get a chance to show my skills in the kitchen, and from there, you know, I work my way up.
So you try and put a creative slant on anything you do.
Pretty much, that's the thing. So my last job was working for Clay College and Cambridge University, which I live in Cambridge, and my music career was kind of taking off, and that was a pinnacle point in 2007 where I said, I've got to make a decision here. I love making music, I love performing, and I love the reaction I get from people. So I've got to do this 100%. And that was when I made the decision to become a full-time musician. That was 2007.
So take it back to the beginning. You grew up in Ghana.
Yeah, I was born in Ghana.
What happened? Were you surrounded by music? What influenced you
in
there?
Africa? There's music everywhere. I mean, surrounded by music, high life, reggae, soul music, funk, name it. You know, there's all kinds of music around. And this, you know, the African music, everything has rhythm. You know, I remember.
So really, the rap and the hip hop was just a bit of a detour, a bit of a distraction before coming back to what you'd listened to growing up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you know, hip hop didn't exist like early 80s. Well, you know, I was born in 1980, so it was kind of almost kind of a distraction, I guess. But at the same time, there's great things about hip hop, and somehow I'll say I'm part of that hip hop generation. You know, though I'm a soul singer, I'm part of that hip hop generation with that hip hop mentality, where it's almost like a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of thing. Get out there and make something for yourself.
What did you then? At what point did you go, I don't just want to sing, I want to write, I want to kind of create the music that you're doing now? Because you've had your 7-track EP that was out, and then you introduced this one, the 11-track full album.
Full album, yeah.
Where was the point where you go, time for me to start committing my thoughts to paper?
Well, that happened in 2007. I've been writing lyrics, producing music since early 2000. You know, but then I wasn't taking it seriously. It was almost like this is what I love doing. I've got a job. I'm gonna keep creating music and stuff. But I've been writing for a very long time. And when I was ready to embark on my solo career, which was in 2009, from my improv funk band, which I had together, which was an improvised funk band. I had a
so you had a solid musical base before you started really pushing your own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was almost 4.5 to 5 years. I had a 5-piece funk soul improv band. We played all around the world, but it was all improvised. We didn't have no songs. We didn't do anything. We just made it up as we go, which was a great sort of school learning curve.
You start banging, you start strumming, I'll start singing.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, and that came from my hip hop background, from freestyling. So instead of rapping, I was just singing my raps. You know, singing raps. You know, making up words. I used to just ask the audience, let's have a topic, and I'll make a song about it. So
that could go dangerously wrong.
Yeah, and it has done, and that's what's great about music sometimes, I guess, in improv.
There's something quite, listening to the album, there's something quite familiar about it. Is that intentional, or is that just you've drawn on different influences?
Well, you know, the title, the Lovechild of Soul music, you can explain that as in so many different ways. But you know, the one thing.
So, what's your take on it? Where are your influences that have developed that moniker?
If all my great soul heroes got together and had a child, it might be me. So there you go. So I'm drawing influences from all, from James Brown, Al Green, Otis Redding, Bill Withers. That's why there's an element of something that is familiar in my music. Of course,
I hadn't thought of Bill Withers, but I get the reference.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of musicians that I draw.
It's all quite upbeat. Is that your style going forward?
Well, I might slow things down. I might, I'm still learning. Learning who I am. I'm still. The future is yet to be unfold. Unfold, and what I'm going to do in the future, I don't know. But I'm still growing. I'm still experimenting with music and everything else. But I know where I'm coming from. But where I'm going, that's
all a mystery.
Yeah, that's all.
But the next step is performing at the Jazz Cafe.
Next step is performing at the Jazz Cafe. I've had 2 great years already since the beginning of last year. Actually, we've been touring nonstop since 2014, May 2014, all over Europe. Everything is just growing. And I'm looking forward, we did actually start off the tour at the Jazz Cafe last year on the 20th of May with the album launch. It's coming full circle. We've done some great things. And I'm looking forward to coming back in London and doing some, and singing with my soul choir. I call them my fans.
Given that your album was crowdfunded by your backers, if you like, your fans, then it kind of proves you've got a bit of a following.
To me, it's all about my fans. It's all about my fans, because without my fans, I'm just a guy with some songs, And as much as music,
you've got to perform to somebody.
Yeah, you got to perform to somebody, and for sure. And it's all about my fans. It's all about growing my fan base, and to get my fans involved in what I'm doing. As much as it's just you are there, you're going to listen to what I've got to say. No, I want them to be part of what I'm doing. I want them to be part of the journey, and I'm grateful to have fans that want to support me, all the way.
Myles Sanko, great to have you on This Day Live. Good luck with the album, the tour, and whatever happens next, and come back and see us sometime.
Thank you so much.
Myles, great to see you.
Bye-bye.